You're listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
Welcome to Movie Talk. I like to live dangerously.
Did you hear this?
Yes. In the face.
And here are your hosts, Brian Seals, Brett Seals, and Vic Vasquez.
Welcome to another edition of Movie Talk Radio. I am your host, Brian Sills, at my new Twitter handle, Movie Talk Radio Brian.
And we have Vic over here at the Torvik23 on Twitter.
And I am Brett Seals at the Podcast King on Twitter. Follow our official Movie Talk Radio page at Movie Talk Radio. But what's up, everybody? How's it going?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hanging out. We're ready for another wonderful show.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff, like we always do every week.
Yeah, we always have interesting stuff.
A lot of interesting things.
It's a short week, but we still have tons of news.
I know, right?
2 shows in 5 days? Like, that's...
we're just that good.
We haven't done that ever.
Yeah.
Movie Talk first.
We're that good. Well, we got a lot of news to talk about. We have Ben Affleck news,
Star Wars,
Superman, little Fast 7 news.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, they're back in that threequel.
The threequel.
Yes.
Threequel, yes. That's the official title that they're going with.
Yes, but as always, we always start our show with a little bit on this day in film history. So, Brett, why don't you take this away?
Thanks, Brian. It's December 4th today. And on this day in 1921, Deanna Durbin, she was a popular child actress in the 1930s. She was born on this day in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. She was a Juvenile Academy Award winner with Mickey Rooney in 1938. They don't do that anymore, but it was kind of like the Academy Award for, child stars. Kind of faded away in the 1960s. I think they should bring that back, Like Quavenchene... What's her last name? The one that was in Beasts of the Southern Wild. She was...
I don't even know how you pronounce her name.
I can't remember her last name.
There's really not a whole lot of child stars out there right now.
But she was nominated for Academy Award at age 9 last year, and she didn't win because, she had some pretty tough competition.
Because she was 9.
Yeah, I know. But she was pretty good in that movie. She's pretty good for a 9-year-old. But also on this day in 1967, Bert Lahr, the Wizard of Oz's Cowardly Lion, passed away on this day in New York due to pneumonia.
If I were king of the forest.
Thought we had an apparition for a second.
So we got a birth and a death on this day. But that is what happened on this day, December 4th.
I'm trying to remember that line from Sin City.
Which one?
Girl lives, man dies, fair trade.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't remember how it goes.
I think that's exactly. I think it was spot on. Good job.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie too, so.
I know.
Well, also on this day we have some DVDs to talk about that came out actually on Tuesday. I'm so used to recording on Tuesdays.
I know.
But 2 movies to talk about that came out yesterday. One of them animated film, another comic book. The Smurfs 2 is out on DVD. Patrick Harris.
How long ago did this one come out? I feel like it came out forever ago. And it's just now coming out on DVD. Was it this summer it came out?
Yeah.
I guess
I believe
so, yeah.
I guess I just didn't pay close enough attention for this.
Well, it's funny because a lot of the movies they come out and then maybe a few months after they left theaters they're out on DVD. They get them out quicker.
There's sometimes though where it just takes.
Well, I think it depends on the movie.
Like one in particular, I remember was the Polar Express when that was in theaters. It took almost a year for it to come out on DVD. Like I was waiting
because it's a Christmas movie. Everyone knew. They wanted to just build the anticipation because everyone wanted it that bad.
And I guess if you have packed special features, I guess it takes a while.
Yes.
But yeah, now they get them out real quick.
But also on DVD, Hugh Jackman in The Wolverine.
Did not see this one.
I didn't either.
Did you?
Really? Yeah, I saw it. It was definitely the best X-Men movie to date.
I think I remember you saying that.
I'm sure I did because it was really good. I think I saw it twice in theaters, so that's when you know it's good when you go see a movie a couple times.
I liked the Origin one.
Yes.
And this one's
way better.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best one so far, as far as X-Men go. Can't wait for the new one though. The Days of Future Past. That's gonna be.
Yeah, that one
That
sounds
one was
interesting.
amazing. That one I'm probably gonna go see.
Yeah, that one sounds interesting for sure.
Well, on our last show, we kind of did mention the box office since we did our show on a Sunday, but I'm going to go over it again in case people didn't tune in.
A little refresher too.
Yeah, just kind of refresh your memory. At number 10 was Las Vegas, which made 3.7. At number 9 was Philomena. I can't even pronounce it.
I never even heard of that movie.
Which made $4.4 million.
There's a curveball there.
Yeah.
Falahula.
Phalamonia.
Phalamonia. At number 7 was The Book Thief, which made 6.4. At number 6 was Delivery Man, which made 9.5. At number 5 was Homefront, which made 9.7. At number 4 was The Best Man Holiday, which made 10.7. At number 3 was Thor: The Dark World, which made 15.4. At number 2 was Frozen, which made 93.5. And at number 1 was The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, which made 110.1.
See any movies, guys?
I did not, sadly.
I saw Homefront yesterday, and it was really entertaining from start to finish. The commercial or the trailer, if you want to call it, says it was written by Sylvester Stallone, but it's actually from a book that he wrote the screenplay from.
Mm-hmm.
But it still had that, Sylvester Stallone kind of flair, just kind of violent, super loud gunshots. Of course, that's what he loves.
He didn't make any cameos in it.
No,
did
he actually wasn't.
Oh,
Winona
okay.
Ryder is in it, and so is Kate Bosworth.
Ooh, I like her.
She plays this meth addict, and she looks like she weighs 70 pounds.
Wow.
So I don't know if this was character driven or if she was just like that in real life too. But
She'd definitely be a future Woman Crush Wednesday.
Kate
she
Bosworth.
gains some weight back. Yeah, she was literally like 70 pounds. Like James Franco weighed more than her.
I wonder if she, if she actually lost the weight for.
Probably did lose the weight for the movie. Who knows?
Maybe.
Either that or she's bulimic.
Was it a small role?
She was one of the mainer
play on
characters,
words.
I guess, if you will. Is that even a word, mainer?
Maynard? It is now.
It's a word now. But she was
Copyright?
checks in the mail, hopefully. But she was there a lot. She had a lot of screen time.
Because that would be pretty ballsy if you were just, a little
Like a
smaller
5-second role or
role.
something.
Yeah, and then you just lost all that weight. Because, Christian Bale did it in The Machinist. He lost a lot of weight.
He did that in a couple movies, actually.
Yeah, where he lost. People go crazy with that sort of thing. But
It was really good. I actually wouldn't mind seeing it again. It was just action packed from start to finish, like I said. And Jason Statham really is a good actor. He plays a single father, and just the scenes that he has with his daughter on screen are just pretty believable. So
interesting.
pretty good. Go check it out.
I did see a movie as well. It was nothing that was in theaters. It was a film that was on demand that I've always wanted to watch, and it's a classic film, Annie Hall, which is written and directed by Woody Allen. It stars Woody Allen and Diane Keaton. It's about a neurotic New York comedian, Alvy Singer, who falls in love with the ditzy Annie Hall, played by Diane Keaton. And I must say, we talked about Woody Allen on Sunday because it was his birthday, but, other than all the other things I've heard about in his personal life, which is pretty disgusting, he's a genius filmmaker. He's really,
all of his movies are good.
Yeah, he's original. He's just, I really love his filmmaking style. It was a very good movie.
I'm surprised. I could be wrong, but I actually am surprised that they don't have a Woody Allen box set.
Maybe someday. Maybe it's because of all of his personal things. He doesn't deserve it yet. Maybe when he dies or something. They have an Alfred Hitchcock box set. Pretty much everybody except him. Quentin Tarantino, which I really want.
Christopher Nolan has one.
Yeah, except Woody Allen, who's a masterful filmmaker. But yeah, that's what I watched this week.
Well, I'm sure everyone caught Sunday's mid-finale, season finale, I should say.
Mid-season finale?
Yeah, mid-season finale of The Walking Dead.
Yes, of course.
Holy moly.
Ah, man.
Holy moly is all I gotta say.
It was, first of all, a moment of silence for, can we say it? Are we going to spoil it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. If you have not watched it, stop listening right now.
Yeah, because we're gonna spoil.
We're going to talk about everything.
Yes.
What happened to every character, like the governor.
Yes.
He's no longer.
Thank God, right?
The show is good
Yeah.
when you're, yelling at your TV.
Yes.
And, talking to your TV.
Yes, Brian was in here where we record, and then down the room, our dad was watching in the living room, and then I was in my room. It was like a trifecta, and we were all like, yeah! Like, when the governor died, we were like, yeah!
Oh, I did more than that. I remember when Rick, came from behind the bus, I was like, yeah, get him!
Yeah, it was intense.
And, of course, Herschel got the proverbial axe, if you will. It was more of a katana sword, but Herschel's gone too.
Yeah, I kind of didn't. I didn't expect that really. I mean, when he started smiling a little bit, I'm like, okay.
I kind of knew that, like, yeah, as soon as he started like smiling and looking up, I knew he was done for. And
He
I was
knew.
like, yeah, he knew.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, we probably should have already known, like, when they were in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're not gonna keep," like, when he's like, "You're gonna kill us," he's like, "No," and he's like, "I don't believe you." Like, we should have known right there from the start. He already knew he was a dead man.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, I liked how they even, the governor started, pulling the sword down, like, oh, he's not going to do it. And then...
But he's the governor after
Yeah.
all. There's no saving... Like, those 2 episodes where he was trying to be more human.
They try to make you to... They try to get you to like him.
Think he was human. But he still was like a sick psychopath. I mean, like, the little girl that got bit, and he just, like, picks her up and just looks at her and then just blows her head off like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the group is all split up now.
Yeah.
Different groups.
Not to mention, I really enjoed that little symbolism when the governor died of the zombie smashing the chest, the king
chest,
piece.
yeah.
I loved that one. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how people, George Romero in particular, cannot like this show. I mean, people are like, I want to see zombies, but it's just such a damn good show. I mean, it's so open-ended right now. Like, that could have been the season finale, not the mid-season finale. That could have been the season finale.
Well, yeah, that was a good, like, that would have been a good season finale to end the season with, but it makes you wonder, like, what the hell are they going to do? Where's it going to end?
Where's Judith? What happened to Judith, Mm-hmm. A lot of people, I don't think she's dead.
I don't think she's dead either. I think we're definitely going to see her now that everyone's
talking about it,
scrambled and whatnot.
Any guesses to where she might be?
Well, the last time we saw her, she was with
those little kids.
With the little kids, and then Tyrese ran after them at one point. So they're probably together. You got Maggie and Daryl. No,
on the bus.
It's Beth and Daryl are together.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie's with Sasha and the other guy, the other doctor guy. And you got Rick and Carl all by themselves too. So.
Yeah. I kept thinking it was that one girl that was with the governor's group who like refused to fight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She'd like drop her
the little
gun.
pigtail girl or whatever, or whatever Rick called her.
Yeah, she seemed kind of good-hearted to where she could like no one knows where she really went. She kind of just dropped her gun.
Yeah, she kind of just took off.
She seemed good-hearted to like the fact where she might if you see a baby, she seems like the type of person that would pick it up and take care of it.
Yeah, I know that was like the one thing everyone was like, oh my god, the baby, where's the baby? There's blood on the baby seat.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was done really, really well, and I'm not really thrilled that I have to wait till February.
February 9th, I believe, is when they come back.
Yeah, it's a long wait.
Tragic.
Any predictions though of where the ending to this season might go?
I don't know. Our sister did make she had not really a prediction, but it's kind of interesting. She still doesn't think that Carol burned the bodies. She thinks it was Carl. Because all season long, he's been wanting to kill a zombie, that sort of thing.
Mm.
And because, he kept Carol's secret he didn't tell his dad that she was teaching the kid. Well, he ended up telling him anyways, but the way she answered the question, she was like, yes, like real fast. Maybe she was keeping Carl's secret because apparently in the comic book, Carl did something similar, so.
Interesting.
I don't know, just throw some thoughts out there.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
And of course, she's still out there.
Yeah.
So they'll probably run into her sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And just a lot, of course, the
makes you wonder if
out
her and
there.
Daryl finally will get together, though. Like, obviously, there's spark between the two.
But I believe it was, 12.1 million viewers for the mid-season finale? Somewhere in that range. It was very good. Wasn't as good as the season premiere, but it was right up there.
Yes. Well, speaking of season premieres, Mob City starts tonight.
Very soon, actually. A couple hours.
That is tonight, huh?
Yeah. Ooh. Frank Darabont.
TNT.
It looks amazing.
It does. Shane is in it from The Walking Dead. It's got Simon Pegg in it, who is talking in an American accent, and it sounds kind of weird. But yeah, it looks very good. And for the longest time, I thought it was like an actual series, like a.
Oh yeah, I did too. But apparently, it's just
3-week event.
Yeah.
It's like a mini series apparently. But Frank Darabont, man, you can't go wrong with Frank Darabont.
No, it's definitely something to check out. But we're going to go right into the news and kind of talk a little bit more about television because apparently there's another movie that's being talked about being adapted into a television series.
Seems to be all the rage nowadays.
Yeah, it seems that's all they're going to be doing now is turning movies into television series now. But Sin City is now possibly may get a television series after A Dame to Kill For.
Which doesn't surprise me necessarily. It doesn't surprise me that they are turning more films into TV shows. It's surprising that they pick Sin City, because that just wasn't expected, especially if they don't use the some of the original cast. Like, where do you go with it?
Well, I'm almost like curious, like who's going to be in it, but is it going to be like shot and look like have the same look to it?
What network
as
will
the
it be
movies
on?
does? Yeah,
I don't know. That's just, it's ridiculous. All these films being turned into television series. Scream.
Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm sure there's more that I can't really think of right now, but
well, I don't really understand why they're having to why they're doing this. Like, I think there's some things. I mean, yeah, that would adapt well on television, like they did with Norman Bates.
Yeah, Bates Motel.
Yeah, Bates Motel. But there's just some that, I mean, really a Scream series. Come on.
There's just a lack of originality right now. We talk about it
It's
all
like,
the time.
It's like you're killing the movies. Don't kill television now with all these lame television shows.
Especially for a show like that, it would have to be on like a Showtime
Yeah.
or HBO or something, or maybe Fox. Maybe
I don't even. I think.
Is that a little too risque
Yeah,
for Fox?
I think so.
Probably.
I hope. I mean, they're planning this. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll get picked up. So we got that going.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because it would have to be on like an HBO, Showtime, like you said. But I hope this does not happen. I'm excited for the movie.
Well, Mr. Weinstein's really pushing for this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's wanting the television series to kind of pick up immediately after A Dame to Kill For.
If it's on a good network and they get some good stars attached to it, maybe some stars that were in the film, which is highly doubtful, then I might be a little more intrigued. But right now, just the idea of it, I don't like it all.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because honestly, like I said, there's just some things that should not be transformed to television or even turned into a movie for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of those things that should not be turned into a series.
Well, we are going to talk about Fandango. Did it just
And not the wrestler, but the actor.
Yeah, Brian just saw that
Yeah,
today.
I just downloaded that package today, and I was looking at who is this dude?
Fandango.
So dumb. Yeah, we're going to talk about, I've never even been on Fandango.com, really. It's just buying tickets, apparently. I've never had to buy a movie ticket online, so I wouldn't know. But they actually had their best month ever.
Who does that anyways?
I do it occasionally, depending on what movie it is. Like, if it's a busy movie,
Yeah, if you know it's going to be sold out. And
I'll do it.
you can get some good deals, I guess. I don't know. I've never really been on there.
I used to
said.
like their commercials, and the commercials they have now I don't really care for.
Yeah, he used to be able to put...
So that's my husband. Beauty, my queen. I've used Fandango. My happiness is a golden poem. I'll get the popcorn.
He knows them.
Yes, I know those commercials.
Maybe we can find an ad and use it later in the show. Maybe. But yeah, Fandango had their best month ever in November. And I mean, think about it. It makes a lot of sense that they did. I mean, you had Catching Fire, The Dark World, Thor: The Dark World, Frozen. So
It's holiday seasons, man.
yeah, it's like I said, it's their previous record for the most tickets sold in a single month. It beat it by more than 12%, so they did very well. But Fandango made a statement about it, saying enhanced products and services like paperless mobile ticket scanning, reserved seating expansion, and new platform apps, plus new exhibitor partnerships and distribution deals have generated significant momentum for the company. Together with hits like the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Thor: The Dark World, Frozen, and The Best Man Holiday, Fandango has delivered a record-breaking month, more than 12% above the previous record. Fandango also experienced a 13% increase in monthly visits to its site and mobile apps year over year. So the mentioned previous record that they talked about was actually held by last November, when the movies that came out were the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2, Wreck-It Ralph, Skyfall, Lincoln, and Life of Pi. So November is typically a pretty good month for Fandango. But looking ahead to December, I mean, they might have some pretty good months coming up. I mean, in December there's The Hobbit, The Desolation of Is it smog or smog? I feel like
Smog.
Smog's fine.
Smog. We'll go with smog.
Schmog.
Get a smog check.
Schmog, see?
You got Saving Mr. Banks, Anchorman 2, American Hustle, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, a bunch of films coming out in December. But I mean, imagine like the summer months of 2015, you know, with the Avengers, Batman vs. Superman, Terminator reboot, Jurassic World. They're gonna have some pretty good months in the next couple years. But that's pretty impressive for Fandango. Fandango. It's fun to say.
Fandangoing?
Give it a try, Brian.
Fandango.
Fandango.
Why did I sound like Australian when I said that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Australian?
Fandango, mate.
Speaking of movies that might come out in 2015, there was some Bill and Ted news.
No way!
Bill and Ted, Keanu Reeves was talking to Access Hollywood, and he said the reason why it's not being made right now is because it would cost too much to make.
Too much equals...
That amount, brace yourselves, $400 million to make the next Bill and Ted movie.
What?
He's claiming because just of all the special effects, he's saying that they're kind of expensive nowadays, which I don't... Because we were talking about it, we don't think special effects are that pricey to where you would make... To make, you know, that amount of money, and it was just ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a Bill and Ted movie, for God's sakes, and for them to use that much money on a movie that's not going to be...
$400 million.
That good?
To put it in perspective, the first one was $10 million, and the second one was $20 million to make, as far as
and look
the
how
CGI
well the second
goes.
one was.
If you really want to maximize that budget, Fast and Furious 7, its budget is about $200 million. And there's going to be some special effects in that film. Star Wars 3, Revenge of the Sith, its budget was $113 million with lots of special effects.
Pretty much everything was special effect in that
This
movie.
film needs $400 million in budget. That's just... That's crazy.
It makes me wonder, like, what are you going to do in this movie?
It'll never happen.
Creatures and dimensions and time traveling and pizza and all that stuff, whatever they like.
It'll never happen.
$400 million to make Bill and Ted.
That's what he wants.
No way!
Too bad. You know what? Maybe they should give him the budget because they will never make that money back.
He needs a career right now. That's why he's hoping for it.
Well, he has 47 Ronin coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that.
As
Honestly,
a silence. Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it either.
Ever since the Matrix movie, like the franchise, like came to an end, and it was like a big disappointment. Like ever since then, he kind of like dropped
Yeah.
off the face of the earth.
He's had nothing really.
And Lawrence Fishburne kind of just got back into the swing of things when he was in Man of Steel.
Which is a great movie to come back to if you're going to come back.
Yeah, I mean, he like redeemed himself on that one, but Keanu's still trying to get back up into the swing of things.
So he's going to do 47 Ronin to make things okay.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if that gets made. Apparently there's a script already for it. They're just waiting on that money.
Which will not happen. He's going to have to settle for something a lot. It's going to be under $100 million. It's got to be.
Especially with the first one being $10 million to make. I know it was back in the day, if you will. But
And I'm surprised they're like, I don't even know, like the other guy, Alex Winter, plays.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
He's like just waiting for an opportunity. He's like, dude, we need to make this movie now.
He said, I don't care if the budget's $2 million. We need to make this thing.
Just get my face
I
on the
mean,
screen.
like he's directing now. He's like, I'm surprised he would even consider doing this.
Would Keanu have to grow out his hair again? Have like that little...
Probably.
I don't even know what to call that.
Like a, I don't know if you would call it
like
a mullet or like
a mop mullet?
Mop mullet maybe. I don't know.
Moppy
I
mullet.
wouldn't be able to even take him. I wouldn't be able to take him seriously even if he did grow it back or not. But like, if he didn't have it in the movie, like, I kind of, to me, I think ruins his character.
So they're gonna just dress the same. Everything's gonna be the same. They're just gonna be
Well, they're not
20
going to be the
years
same because
older.
Alex Winter has like gained hella weight.
Huh? Keanu Reeves still...
Looks like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. He will never age. I don't think. Him and Brendan Fraser just never seem to age.
Never noticed.
Well, it's because usually you don't see him in movies very much.
That's true. A lot of actors
That is true.
don't seem to age. Well, I think a lot of them get some sort of form of cosmetic surgery.
I think they get that serum that's in that movie Death Becomes Her where they like stay young for eternity.
Yeah. They'll
Bruce
never
Willis.
die.
Yes.
Bruce Willis.
Willis.
But speaking of another movie that will actually come out in 2015 is Jurassic World. There's rumors recently, a lot of fans were talking about rumors about it possibly being a reboot, not necessarily a new movie. But the director Colin Trevorrow Trevorrow.
Trevor
There's a lot of V's in that. Trevorrow has addressed these worries on Twitter, if you will. He said, "Reboot is a strong word. This is a new sci-fi terror adventure set 22 years after the horrific events of Jurassic Park." So
people were thinking that they were starting over.
a reboot,
Yeah.
or reimagining,
Yeah.
if you will. But this is just another movie in the line. So
Well, if they don't reboot it now, they're definitely going to probably reboot it later in the many years to
Yeah,
come.
I could see it.
I'm sure that'll come eventually.
And I'm sure the old guy will still be, "Welcome to Jurassic Park."
Hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't say the magic word.
I say that all the time, Brandon.
But yeah.
So it's going to be, just another movie, if you will, not necessarily a remake. So
Good.
especially with CG the way it is now,
Mm-hmm.
the dinosaurs looked great before. And now with technology, I'm sure.
I'm curious if they're going to have any cameos from some of the original cast and crew. Will we see Sam Neill back into the swing of things, or Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern?
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, Sam Jackson.
Did he die in the first one? Sam
No,
Jackson?
he didn't die at all in the movie.
He didn't die. He was just smoking cigarettes the whole time.
Yeah.
But that didn't kill him, or the dinosaurs, but yeah. So there you go.
I'm sure we're going to get some cameos from some of the original dinosaurs, maybe.
I thought they were
the
extinct.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, thank God for that.
Yes. Well, I think it's time for Vic's pick.
Yeah. And Vic's pick this week is 2004's an hour and 48-minute long movie. It's a drama, a little bit of romance, a little bit of a sci-fi twist to it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Fantastic film.
Awesome movie. I love it.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too.
Really good. But let me tell you a little bit about it for the people that don't know. Directed by Michael Gondry, I should say. He did Be Kind, Rewind with Jack Black, and apparently he did
I like
Green
that movie
Hornet as
too.
well. Which is surprising because this is such a great movie and then he does the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
But it's starring Kate Winslet, Kristen Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood, David Cross, Tom Wilkinson, and Jim Carrey.
Yes.
I like how
non-funny
you had the suspense of a stop. Jim
Carrey.
Carrey.
I wanted, it could have been Caviezel, could have been Jim. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
Other
more.
Jims out there. It's about a couple, Joel and Clementine, undergo a procedure to erase each other from their memories when the relationship turns sour, but it's only through the process of loss that they discover what they had to begin with.
Yes.
Good movie.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird if you actually are able to do that, pay for that service to get people out of your memories.
I've actually read about the possibility of something like that happening in the future, and scientists say that maybe way down down the line it could be possible. So
This is one of the, besides the number 23, this is one of Jim Carrey's not necessarily only serious roles, but he's pretty, it's a pretty serious role that he's playing. It's not he's not really comedic. He's just doing his thing.
this movie and Man on the Moon, I think, are his best performances ever.
Well, yeah, this movie he was actually nominated at the Golden Globes,
Yeah.
but got scratched off the
Everybody
Oscar.
sees Jim Carrey as obviously a comedic actor, but he, in this movie at least, he can definitely act.
He did really well.
Yeah, he could do drama. I mean, I think another good movie that's kind of comedy, but yet shows kind of his drama side is The Truman Show. Would be another good one. But yeah, this movie is awesome. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it.
It's really good. It's on Netflix too, but it actually opened up in 7th place when it came out. It was during the March 19 to 21st on 2004. Made 8.1 million, 7th place. Number 5 was Secret Window, which made 9.2 million. Number 4 was Starsky and Hutch, which made 10.3. Number 3 was Taking Lives with 11.4. Number 2 was The Passion of the Christ.
Oh, God,
That was still going strong with 19.4 million in its 4th week, so it was still making a lot of money. Number 1 was Dawn of the Dead, the remake, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
26.7 million its opening weekend. So
Well,
it's kind of crazy.
besides the fact of getting snubbed in the box office, this film would go on to do very well. It won an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay.
Production budget was $20 million and it ended up making in the box office $72.2 million.
Yeah.
Which
Nice.
is not bad.
Very
Couple
nice.
movie fun facts from this movie, of course, is before Jim Carrey expressed interest in playing Joel, Nicolas Cage was considered for the role.
Doesn't surprise me.
He
He's
really
movies,
needed
getting
work.
top for movies.
Yeah.
At one point, Kate Winslet said that this was her favorite performance of all time. At the time, she was talking to Empire Magazine about it, so that was her favorite performance that she's ever done. Seth Rogen also auditioned for the role of Elijah Wood's character, Patrick, which would have been kind of funny to see Seth Rogen, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. Couldn't really see it.
I can't see it either, but that would be interesting.
IMDb has it at an 8.4 out of 10. It should be at least 9 or higher, I think.
Yeah.
Close to a perfect 10.
What does IMDb know?
They
Apparently not very much.
They have movies from different years in their top 10 list of movies.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, the approval rating for this movie was 93%. So that's pretty high. And Roger Ebert actually included this film in his, quote, greatest movie series.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. Have some tissue ready. It's pretty intense. Pulls at the heartstrings, if you will. So,
Yes.
I love Charlie Kaufman. He knows how to write an original screenplay for sure. I mean, yeah, he won it for this film. I read the screenplay for it, and it was actually, if you've seen the movie, the way it started was completely different than how it was filmed. It took the first scene took place 80 years in the future. It was just really bizarre, but it was just really, really well done. I love that movie.
It's a good pick this week.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great pick.
I try to bring the beef.
The
He
beef.
brought the beef.
Is it Kobe beef?
Kobe beef.
Sure.
He's
As long
like,
as it's the top-notch one, which
he's like it's
yeah.
whatever.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe
Let's not
Bryant
even
beef.
go there.
Oh, God.
Well, it's now time for Name That Movie. I give a plot to both Brett and Vic, and they have pretty much the rest of the show to figure out what the movie is. So,
And
I
we're
figured
0 for
since
2 so far.
since it's already the first week of December, why not make it a Christmas theme?
Ooh.
Yes, as I will pretty much for the rest of December.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
And here's our first movie. It's about a lonely, obnoxious young millionaire who pays a family to spend Christmas with him.
Oh.
So, think it over, guys. While you guys think that over, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, some weekly film fun facts. So, don't go away.
Forgot the title.
And we are back.
All right, guys. It is time for this week's weekly film facts. Considering the fact that the Josh Brolin's new movie Old Boy is out, I decided to have a fact from the original Old Boy.
It bombed, too. Well,
Oh,
the
boy.
new one, the remake bombed. I think it opened up at number 17 in
Wow.
the box. Something like that. It was pretty low. I was keeping an eye on it because I have seen the original one.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew this one wasn't going to do well just because it's going towards an American audience. So
Well, in the 2004 foreign film Old Boy, Min Sik Choi wolfed down 4 live animals during the notorious octopus eating scene.
Ew.
The actor, who was a Buddhist, then had to go and pray in atonement. Do you remember this scene, the octopus eating scene?
I should,
Yeah.
but I can't. I saw it a long time ago too, so I've only seen it once.
He ate live animals.
That's disgusting.
I would not do that. You would have to pay me so much money.
Bill and Ted money.
Bill and yeah,
More than Bill and Ted money.
yeah, more.
That'd be like going out into the farm pasture and actually eating a live cow.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's just sick.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
let's get away from that one because I am getting a little nauseous over here. For the 1972 classic film The Godfather, although popular myths suggest that Marlon Brando patted his cheeks with cotton wool to play Vito Corleone, he did so only for the audition. Before the actual filming began, he had a mouthpiece specially created by a dentist. I never knew that. I always thought,
I think I remember reading somewhere like that because everyone thinks that he does have cotton in his mouth.
but it was a mouthpiece apparently. So, and actually, I said I saw this movie this past week, and I have a fact about it. Woody Allen intended for his 1977 classic film Annie Hall to be a much darker drama called Anhedona, named after the psychological condition of being unable to experience pleasure. One subplot later became the basis for Allen's Manhattan Murder Mystery, another Woody Allen classic. Anhedonia? I don't know. Some weird condition, I guess. But yeah, that is this week's Weekly Film Facts.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. All right, well, let's get back into the news here. We briefly in the past have talked about Spike Jonze's new film, Her, which Vic saw the trailer for last night.
Amazing. It looks so good.
Looks very interesting, yes. I'll go ahead and read you the plot first, in case you don't know what it's about. Her, which is the title of the movie, follows a man played by Joaquin Phoenix who interacts with a computer operating system who possesses artificial intelligence and plans his schedule and keeps his life organized. Through the familiarity of essentially sharing their lives, the two get closer and closer and start developing real feelings for one another. It's a very interesting plot that's original. Spike Jonze, who directs a lot of Charlie Kaufman's films, I've never really seen a Spike Jonze movie where he actually wrote the screenplay for, but this is the first time. It kind of reminds me if someone were to fall in love with Siri on their iPhone. That's kind of what it makes me think of. That's maybe where they got the idea from. But pretty interesting. But Scarlett Johansson is in the movie, but you do not see her physically because she is the voice of the operating system.
Still sexy, though.
Yes, sir. It's disappointing, though, because apparently she was rejected. She is ineligible for a nomination at the Golden Globe. Golden Globes, not Golden Globe.
Because it's just her voice?
Yeah, which, I mean...
Well, because people from animated movies never...
Yeah.
The actual actors don't get...
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I understand it, but apparently at this point, I guess her performance has been pretty well received so far, just as a voice. Apparently she's gotten good reviews on her performance, just by voicing in a movie, which is kind of rare.
Heck, I could be a blind man, and if I heard her voice, I'd be happy.
Yeah, but she's earned praise across the board, including she won Best Actress at the Rome Film Festival for this, which is pretty impressive when it's just your voice in a movie. But
because it's Scarlett Jo.
Yeah, but apparently the voters aren't the same as are for the Golden Globes, so.
Well, it's just as bad as the Oscars are.
So even if she was eligible, she could still not even be nominated. But what it kind of reminds me of a little bit is Lord of the Rings in The Hobbit's Andy Serkis, who does the animation work and voice for Gollum / Smeagol. I think he should have been nominated for Return of the King, because I swear to God, in that movie, his opening scene, it starts with Smeagol. I swear it gives me chills every time, because it's just, he does a damn good job at playing that role. I think they should make a category for this specific thing, because people...
whether it's
for voice.
Yeah, just for voice.
Animation, because I really think...
Or posture, because Andy Serkis had to do
Yeah. Because people do a really good job, but they don't get recognized. So I think in the future they might need to, squeeze this category into future award shows, because apparently Scarlett Johansson is getting really good, reviews for what she's done in this film. But
it's
she's not
so
going to get
good.
a
I'd
nomination.
rather have her on my phone than Siri.
I would too, absolutely.
I would literally be asking my phone questions all day.
I would too, but yes, Her. Comes out in 2014. It was supposed to come out this month, actually. It got pushed back for award season, but definitely keep an eye out for it. It could maybe be a trailer of the week in the future.
Yes, possibly.
We also have to check out Joaquin Phoenix's mustache.
Joaquin
Phoenix's mustache?
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
More epic than his beard?
No.
We don't... No.
Yeah, it's...
We don't talk about that anymore.
I still do, actually.
No,
I still can't watch that
That
documentary.
was a terrible documentary.
I tried watching it and I couldn't watch it.
What the
I
hell?
saw 5 minutes of it, and I saw the guy in the bathtub, and I was like, I'm done.
You're like, ooh, bad timing.
It was just a waste of his year. A year of his
it was.
life.
I don't know what Casey was thinking.
I don't either.
Well, we're going to talk about video game adaptations.
Okay.
Because they got another one possibly in the works. And it's one of the games that you've actually bought and played, most of it. The Last of Us, made by Naughty Dog. Possibly being made into a film.
Yeah, because I heard it was purchased by Sony.
Yes.
The rights to the game or whatever, the story. I saw this coming.
Sony purchased the rights, and they actually have registered already domain names: thelastofusmovie.com, thelastofusmovie.net. So,
yeah. So it would appear that they are gearing up to make a Last of Us movie, and really, I saw this coming, and immediately, I mean, even when I was playing the game, I'm like, this is a movie with me just playing it. It's already a movie.
Yeah.
And I already started throwing around, some names in my head who could play who. I think the Joel, Josh Brolin. That's really who the first
Pretty
person.
much.
That's who I
The beard, of course.
Yeah,
Has that beard.
Josh Brolin. That's who really stuck out for me. The girl in the Ellie, I believe that's her name.
Ellie.
Yeah.
She really she kind of looked. I mean, I know who voices her, but I can't remember her name. But she just reminds me of Ellen Page too much, like a lot. I don't know why, but
There's actually a video game that has her.
yeah, no, I can't remember what it's called.
I haven't played
Beyond
it
Two
yet.
Souls.
Yeah,
I
that's the
haven't
one.
played that one yet, where it has also Mr. Defoe in it as well. But those of you who haven't played the game, it was released on June 14th, and it's a story of the population is being decimated by a modern plague. Joel, a brutal survivor, and Ellie, a brave young teenager girl who is wise beyond her years, must work together if they hope to survive their journey across the U.S.
And it's quite a journey, too.
It really is. The video game is visually stunning. It's a really good story. It won so many awards.
Lots of Game of the Year.
Naughty Dog's on top of their video games.
I think this will be remembered as, because with the PlayStation 4 out now, this might be remembered as one of the final
a staple, if you will.
The best PlayStation 3 game that's they ended.
I think
with.
it's one of the best video games just ever made.
I think so. I mean, yeah,
Just hands down. It's definitely up there for me, anyways.
Story, graphics, it was really amazing.
It's a good a video game's good when you are playing it and envisioning it as a movie.
Yeah.
Because I do that all the time too with a lot of my games, like Heavy Rain and whatnot.
Which is turned into a movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if it's got a good story, turn it to the film. And that's what's happening here. So that's kind of cool. All right, well, we're going to talk about, personally, probably my favorite filmmaker of all time. And this news came via Vic, because he did find it for me. Thank you, Vic.
You're welcome.
Paying it
Sharing
forward.
is caring, of course.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, well, Quentin Tarantino was, last week, he was on Jay Leno's The Tonight Show. And he actually revealed what his post-Django project would be, surprisingly. He said that he couldn't, at first he said he couldn't really talk about it. He said he would just give a genre. And he clarified it would be another Western film, although he clarified it would not be a Django Unchained sequel. He said that he felt a little more comfortable with it now because he's made a Western, so he feels like he knows how to do it. He's actually already announced before this that he was going to be making a third installment of Kill Bill, so it'd be Kill Bill Volume 3. So I'm assuming this would Kill Bill Volume 3 would come before this Western film. But I've read in the past that Tarantino, when he was asked what his favorite filmmaker of all time was, he said it was John Ford, who made a lot of classic John Wayne westerns. And he actually holds the record for most Best Director Academy Awards. So, I mean, he's kind of trying to be like his idol. He wants to make some western films, and it's kind of different for Quentin Tarantino because he's getting into a different genre that he's never except for Django, he's kind of exploring a different frontier, and I trust Quentin Tarantino. I think he's a genius.
If it's anything like Django, I have no worries.
I don't either. I really wish I knew what the story was about.
I do too, but I'm more curious, if he actually is going to do a Kill Bill movie, what is, because he actually played Bill, is no longer with us, may he rest in peace. So
not sure, yeah.
You can't really kill Bill again because he's already dead.
Well, he did die in Kill Bill Volume 2 as well. So
yeah, that's my whole
he's
point.
Killed off, yeah.
What would they even call it? Kill Bill 3? Kill him even more after I dig him up and then...
He's very creative. I know he'll come up with something. But this film here, this Western, I guess you could definitely expect maybe to see Samuel L. Jackson, for sure, because he's pretty much in every Quentin Tarantino
Possibly
movie.
John Travolta.
He has a lot of
Willie.
Tim Roth, I don't know. I can't really see him.
He's got Tim Roth, Samuel Jackson.
I can't really see him in a...
Harvey Keitel.
Keitel. I could see
Buscemi.
Harvey Keitel in a Western. Danny Trio.
Yeah. I think
Machete Don Text.
he's kind of... I think he's going to be going into... He's been collaborating with some new people, like Brad Pitt. you already know
Christopher Waltz.
Christoph Waltz is going to be in that film, and he fits it perfectly. But maybe Brad Pitt? I don't know. And that was the other piece of news I forgot to put in here about Christoph Waltz. Apparently, he's being rumored for the villain role in the new Pirates of the Caribbean 5 movie, which I wasn't really excited about. And Keith Richards is going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean 5 now as well again.
Oh, God.
But if Christoph Waltz is going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean 5, I am there. And
I don't know.
I haven't even seen past the second film.
I love Christopher Waltz, but I still am like skeptical of watching this because I remember watching the one with Ian McShane because Ian McShane is a damn good actor, and he played Blackbeard, and the movie still sucked.
I just want to see Christoph Waltz in this movie.
In pirate attire.
Yes, because in a villain role, he knows how to do that. He's done it before, and he won an Academy Award for it. So,
I'm hoping he's in Quentin's new Western and he plays a villain.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be because Tarantino has used him in his past 2 films, and he's won Academy Awards for Tarantino. So why not?
Yep, gotta stick with what works. Well, we're gonna talk about remakes because there's a remake that's already kind of been shown to certain audiences around the world, and apparently it's getting very raved reviews already, which I'm kind of amazed to hear, and because it's Mad Max, the Fury Road remake, which originally starred Mel Gibson. This one actually has Tom Hardy in it, so...
As soon as you said Tom Hardy, I'm like, yep, I'm listening.
You're like, I'm on board.
Tom Hardy,
It is actually going to be released already with a loaded summer in 2015. So it's coming out with all the other big blockbuster hits. But yeah, it's testing extremely well. There is no cameos by Mel Gibson. A lot of people have been questioning that.
As far as we know.
Yeah. As far as we know. But George Miller, who is the director of the film, went on by quoting, "Our film, luckily after a ridiculous amount of work, is testing extremely well. We're very happy about it. There has been a lot of doubt about it, people saying it took so long, but Warners have delayed it into 2015 to go into the top weekend of the year."
See, I mean, a doubted project, if you get a good name attached to it, it could completely turn it around.
Yeah.
And Tom Hardy's that type of guy.
It does star Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. And it's going to be released in 2D and 3D on May 15, 2015.
Of course it would be released in 3D.
Why wouldn't it be?
Exactly.
It's Mad Max.
IMAX, 3D.
Fury Road.
No, it's Furry Road, remember?
Typo.
Yeah, I almost put 2 R's and put Furry Road.
Well, it's now time for the unscripted movie scenes, take 2.
Yeah.
And
Continued.
Yes, continued.
You actually said you found a site.
I did have a site.
He's got a new site.
I got a new site where it has a lot more, so it's not only a limited time anymore, it's going to be around for quite some time.
There you go.
But we have 2 movies to talk about this week. One of them is Inception, believe it or not. Good movie.
One of my favorite movies.
Good movie.
Great movie.
There's a scene in the movie where it has Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Tom Hardy. You must be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling, is the line that Tom Hardy gives to Joseph Gordon-Levitt out of the way and whips out a super huge firearm. That actually wasn't in the script. The darling part was ad-libbed by Tom Hardy, and it was very well received by audiences that it was left in because it was funny.
Darling?
Yeah, the darling part.
See, if you're a good actor, you got to be able to, improvise.
Yes.
All the time.
And finally, The Incredible Hulk, a Marvel movie. And probably the last time we saw the last version of a Hulk movie without the Avengers in it. It's actually the end credit scene where Robert Downey Jr. makes an appearance as Iron Man. It's when General Thunderbolt Ross, which was played by William Hurt, is getting loaded in a monkey bar when it comes Iron Man himself, which was played by Robert Downey Jr. "I hear you have an unusual problem," he says. "What if I told you we were putting a team together?" Which is amazing about this is because there was not actually any single line or dialogue in this, apparently. It was all improv.
Wow.
Yeah. The whole scene was improv by the 2.
Pretty crazy.
That's the one with Eric Bana, I believe, right?
No, it's
Edward Norton.
That's the one with Edward Norton.
The better one.
The one with Eric Bana was terrible.
But yeah, that whole scene was improvised by Robert Downey Jr. and William Hurt.
Man,
Yeah.
so
Amazing.
Robert had some inside information, I guess, and just kind of
Went with it.
put it out there, I guess.
Yeah.
He ran with it.
He's like, nobody's gonna know about this.
They
don't
just
worry.
wanted it to be natural.
But that is the unscripted movie scenes for the week. And now, back to the news. We're going to talk about Walt Disney, because they're on top. They're on top of the world. Because they did something that they haven't even done themselves until now. They actually broke $4 billion at the global box office this past week.
Crazy.
The first time ever in history.
It's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
$4 billion.
I honestly don't even know what I would do if I had $4 billion.
You could not spend that in 25 lifetimes.
I
I could think of a few things.
Well, I can think of a few things too, but I honestly would love to see $4 billion. I mean, this room would probably be covered with money.
I'd be swimming around like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, me too. Except for it'd be all cash, not coins.
That would hurt.
Yes, that would really hurt. The studio previously announced it had reached a record high on November 12th when it surpassed the $3.7 billion, which was set in 2010. In July, Disney was the first studio to reach the $1 billion domestic box office milestone for the year. A threshold it has received for 8 consecutive years. In August, in record time, Disney reached the $2 billion international box office threshold for the 4th year in a row, and in early November, the studio surpassed its previous all-time international box office record of $2.3 billion, also set in 2010. And they've done this past year with Disney's Frozen, Saving Mr. Banks, which is still yet to come out worldwide, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, Monsters University, and Oz the Great and Powerful. So, big year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 2015
Yeah.
They might break that.
might be a different year for them. Yeah.
Yeah, they might even break the $4 billion.
Yeah. If you didn't already think that Disney was on top of the world, that number should make you a believer there.
And honestly, it like when you watch Aladdin now, when he starts singing "I Can Show You the World," it has a whole new meaning to it, especially with it being owned by Disney.
Good reference. Good reference.
$4 billion.
They literally could buy the world.
And us.
Anybody
Hint,
can buy it.
hint, hint, hint.
Well, recently Ben Affleck sat down with Playboy. He wasn't naked. Don't worry. His words were a little naked.
I love how he had it. Like, don't worry, he wasn't naked.
I
His
said
words were
Playboy.
naked, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so they asked him a lot about the new Batman or Superman movie. They asked him what his reaction was to all the online hatred and petitions and letters to Obama. He said he actually expected it. So he wasn't even fazed by it or anything. They also asked him what made him actually go into the role. And he said that at first he told them that he didn't see himself in the role as Batman. So for them to not even like bother, because he didn't see himself in it. But then they actually, Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder actually came to him with the stuff they'd been working on. And that's what changed his mind. He said the stuff was incredible. What was so special, you ask? What was so special? It was a unique take on Batman that was still consistent with the mythology. It made me excited. All of a sudden I had a reading of that character. When people see it, it will make more sense than it does now, or even that it did to me initially. The idea for the new Batman is to redefine him in a way that doesn't compete with the Bale and Christian Nolan version of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, we all know now that Batman is going to be older, a little wiser, if you will.
Kind of worn down.
But he said that the reason why he did it too is because he didn't think it would turn out like Daredevil.
Yeah.
Which apparently that's the only movie he regrets making is Daredevil.
As he should.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the longest time, I had Daredevil as like my default picture.
Mm-hmm.
That was from that movie. I actually really enjoyed Daredevil. I don't know why.
I
according to
don't
critics,
know
like, Geely
what I
was
had
the
a
one.
bigger problem about that movie, whether it was Ben Affleck playing the Daredevil or Colin Farrell with that weird, ridiculous get-up he had in the movie.
It was
It was just
bullseye.
Bullseye, yeah.
He had his little bullseye carved into his forehead. But speaking of Batman vs Superman news, there's even more news now. A lot of good news going on. They talked to Henry Cavill, who of course plays the Man of Steel, Clark Kent. They were chatting up with him. They were asking him about what potential characters he might want to see. He was talking about all the little Easter eggs in the movie, like the Wayne Enterprises satellite that's there,
LexCorp.
LexCorp, truckers or trailers, whatever you want to call them, in that final huge scene.
huge, long scene.
which they destroyed. I don't even know how they're
Half,
going to rebuild.
like, more of the city.
They just like leveled the whole entire city. So they asked him what character he might want to see, and he said Cyborg, who is Dr. Emil Hamilton's connection to the Stars Lab, which I think that might have been because that was a collector who was in Thor, right, Brian?
Yeah, that's for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so they're setting it up, but he wants Cyborg in there, and there's been a lot of rumors going on as well. We talked about it. Possible Wonder Woman, possible with the little cufflinks and the lasso and everything, lasso of truth.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Bunch of different. Yeah.
Nightwing. There was even an actor supposedly already attached to Nightwing, which wasn't true. But we do have something that is true. They just actually found somebody for the role of Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman!
So Wonder Woman will be in this movie. The last time we saw this actress, she was in the last 2 Fast and Furious movies. It was Gal Gadot.
I've never even heard
Bunches
of
of
her.
the votes.
Gal, just really hot girl.
Yeah.
So she's going to be playing Wonder Woman.
Well, it's better than a rumored Megan Fox, that's for sure.
Yeah, that would have just been awful.
So maybe now that that's true, maybe now the Flash will be there.
Maybe.
Maybe now Nightwing will be there.
I want to hear some confirmation on Lex Luthor.
Well, Henry Cavill wants him in it, so he wants that character, obviously,
He
because
needs-
that's Superman's main arch enemy, if you will.
And
So.
especially after the Easter egg they had in Man of Steel. I mean, you got to have Lex Luthor.
Well, and also, like, speaking on the whole Easter egg stuff, going back to that, and it kind of makes you wonder if that's the reason why Batman's, like, going against Superman, because he
Destroyed
destroyed the satellite.
I don't have cell reception.
Now I can't use Google Maps.
But Henry Cavill actually talked about Lex Luthor, and he said he has no further knowledge about the character as far as him being casted or him actually being in the movie. Supposedly he doesn't know. But we all know actors say they don't know stuff when
of course.
under
do not.
contract, if you will. So,
I don't know.
So Wonder Woman, who's next?
Who knows? Like I said, I want to hear confirmation on Lex Luthor. If it's Terry O'Quinn, it's Bryan Cranston. If it's somebody totally
Different.
Kevin Spacey again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
God, no.
there's the rumor about Bradley Cooper playing Lex Luthor, which would just be.
I can't picture
Weird.
him bald.
I couldn't either. Like we said, we couldn't even pick. We didn't picture Kevin Spacey bald until it happened. So I mean, I don't know.
So we have that to look forward to.
Yeah, that's
Maybe they will cast Mike Myers since he's done Dr. Evil.
Well, they still have. They film in. They start filming in February, I should say. So Gal Gadot, she's kind of tiny, because Wonder Woman's. She's Wonder Woman. She's not necessarily like super buff, but she.
I thought you were gonna say she's
in
wonderful.
She's what?
She's wonderful.
Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, she's wonderful, of course.
She's in shape. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so she's in shape. So maybe Gal can
Get in
maybe
shape.
put on.
Bulk up.
Oh, I'm sure she's in great shape.
Yeah.
But so she has about 2 months to
Get toned.
possibly get toned. Yes,
That's the
there
right
you go.
word.
So
Twerk it.
Yeah.
like a wrecking ball or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, we are going to talk about J.J. Abrams. And usually when we talk about J.J. Abrams, we are talking about Star Wars. But no, we are actually still going to be talking about J.J. Abrams and Star Trek Into Darkness.
Live long and prosper.
Because, with all this secretive stuff going on with Star Wars Episode 7, he did the same thing with Star Trek Into Darkness. But he came out and admitted that they screwed up with some of the stuff they did before Star Trek came out. He had a recent interview with MTV, and he admitted that they screwed up in revealing the villain Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness, which was played by Benedict Cumberbatch. He said, "The truth is, I think it probably would have been smarter just to say up front, this is who it is. It was only trying to preserve the fun of it, and it might have given more time to acclimate and accept that's what the thing was. The truth is, because it was so important to the studio that we not angled this thing for existing fans. If we said it was Khan, I would feel like you've really got to know what Star Trek is about to see this movie. That would have been limiting. I can understand their argument to try to keep that quiet, but I do wonder if it would have seemed a little bit less like an attempt at deception if we had just come out with it." Because at the time they kind of named Benedict Cumberbatch's character as John Harrison. That was his alias, and it was even in the movie where he called himself John Harrison or whatever it was. But then he later revealed that was Khan. But everybody knew who he was playing.
Yeah. No one was like, we're not stupid.
Like, I remember watching on David Letterman when Benedict Cumberbatch was on there. He kept, David Letterman kept, like, you know, nudging, like, you know, and your true identity is going to be revealed. And, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch kind of just covered it up. But everybody knew he was playing. But I guess that's kind of, you know, I mean, I'm sure he's learned his lesson now. And I mean, hopefully he doesn't, you know, do this, go the same direction with Episode 7. So, I mean,
I can see why he did that, though, just because Star Trek does have its solid fan base.
yes.
And he didn't want it to seem like you had to know about Star Trek, you know, so.
Mm-hmm. But, I
And he
mean,
just left it open for the casual fan to just come in, too, so.
yeah. But, I mean, like I said, he's learned his lesson. I mean, there's really nothing we know about Episode 7 because it's a, you know, original story. There's nothing to go off of other than characters that might be returning. But it's good that he got this out of the way so he knows not to do this again. If there is anything that he could spoil potentially for Episode 7, but it's finally he admits it after everybody kind of realized who Cumberbatch was going to be playing. But now we are going to switch gears and talk about Episode 7 because there is some pretty groundbreaking news that could explain a lot. Because according to Yahoo Movies, UK and Ireland, one of the greatest spaceships ever has been constructed. And a lot of Star Trek fans would argue that it's the USS Enterprise. But we are talking about the Millennium Falcon here. Because apparently it's been completely constructed and sitting inside Buckinghamshire's Pinewood Studios.
I thought you were about ready to say Buckingham Palace. I was like, whoa!
It's sitting in
How's all the
Buckingham
security for
Palace.
like,
For
holy
the
moly.
Royals, yeah.
Buckinghamshire's Pinewood Studios.
Wow.
Yahoo Movies made the statement a full-scale 1.1 Millennium Falcon has been built, as well as the interiors of the ship for filming. The Falcon is done inside and out. The sets were built off-site, ready to move to Lucasfilm. Bad Robot were ready to move into Pinewood. So, I mean, we've heard a lot about Han Solo and Harrison Ford. Is he going to come back or not? But, I mean, this would suggest that he would return. If his ship's in the movie, he's in the movie.
Well, yeah, you can't have the Millennium Falcon without Han Solo.
And apparently this was constructed earlier this year. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just...
I'm curious, and I'm not sure if you have it in, like, how long did it actually take them to, like, build it?
I have no idea. Maybe I'll find out later. I don't know. It wasn't in the news, but... I mean, it just goes to show you how much they've already accomplished that we're just now hearing about. Mm-hmm. Like, they might actually already have people casted, and we have no idea.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's how under wraps this entire project has been. So, compared to what happened with the whole Khan and Benedict Cumberbatch thing, so far, Abrams has done a very good job of
I'm just
keeping
not saying
everything
anything,
secretive.
really.
He hasn't said anything. And really, we might not even know who's in this movie until it comes out. That's not true.
Hopefully. I was like, what? No.
Yeah,
Hopefully not. No!
It was a joke. No, but, I mean, that's how...
Why did you say that?
That's just how secretive it's been right now. But that's cool. A full scale. Imagine that. It's not like
Fully
a,
functional
Yeah,
operation.
that would be amazing if it was
Yeah.
fully functional and able to fly. And, like,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah, this isn't a model. It's a full-scale Millennium Falcon, so that's pretty exciting news. But finally, here to top off the news, we are going to talk about Fast and Furious 7.
Yes.
Because it's kind of just a lot of question marks surrounding it. What to do after the tragic death of Paul Walker. You know, where do they go?
Yeah, it hit a big speed bump.
Because apparently they were supposed to be filming 2 days...
This week, yeah.
December 2nd, 2 days ago, they were going to be doing some filming in Atlanta, which a lot of it had to do Paul
With
Walker.
Paul Walker's.
He had a lot of major key scenes that were going to be filmed in Atlanta 2 days ago. Of course, it got canceled. And, you know, it just kind of... They've been having... Universal and James Wan, the director, have been having meetings throughout the week to determine the fate of the franchise. And really, there's been a lot of, you know, suggestions thrown out there, but it seems now that, you know, one possibility is that production is going to just scrap everything that has been done so far and just completely start over on Fast and Furious 7. So they're going to be just refilming everything. It's going to have, obviously, if they do that, there's going to be a lot of rewrites in the script. I'm not sure how they're going to write out Paul Walker's character. I don't know what the backstory will be on that, but it's going to be to where Paul Walker won't be in the film at all. Obviously, I mean, at the time we didn't know how much he had been into filming, but there's obviously not enough to where he can just, you know, like
Still continue the movie
Yeah.
and then the storyline.
Yeah, see, I'm curious to see what's at least like what scenes like is that they had of him. Like, if need be, like if they did like some type of car heist or whatever, like have that scene with him in it, and then like he never just shows up. Like he's dead.
yeah.
His
I don't-
character, at least.
There was one option, and actually somebody on Twitter asked me, what I thought they would do, and I said maybe they could just CGI him in the movie, and apparently that was actually an option that was talked about, where they would just take like a body double and just put Walker's face on it. I mean, it kind of sounds ridiculous a little bit. They did it, but they did do it in David Fincher's The Social Network with the Winklevoss twins, which was played by the same actor, Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
So it is doable. But, I mean, I felt like it would be kind of an insult. I mean, if you can't have the real Paul Walker, you shouldn't have a fake one either. Just in respect of the actor, I don't think that's right. But, I mean, especially, if they start over, you think, they wasted all that money so
Well, yeah,
far.
so the first thing is like I'm curious to like figure out how much money they've actually spent on filming so far, because all that's pretty much going down the drain.
Well, I mean, the budget is about $200 million for this film. But actually, studios, they're insured. They're insured for cases like this, and if they needed to restart, they would likely be made, they would get their budget back. So really, they're not losing any money because it's insured for situations like this. So they're fine with money.
I feel like next week I'm going to have a little segment, because this is not the first time where they had an actor's death where it caused problems for a movie. Because I actually did see an article earlier today before we started doing our show where it had different movies and actors that have passed away.
Brandon Lee died during The Crow.
During The Crow,
so
right.
They used body double. They used also some CG too to do that.
So yeah, this is not the first time it's happened. I'm sure it's not going to be the last.
Yeah, well, that, like I said, that was a possibility that was mentioned, doing body double and then CGI, but it's already been ruled out. They're not going to do that, so.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking too, since they are always driving cars, obviously just a car accident.
Yeah.
So, but that would be a little too realistic, I think. So I don't know.
I think that would be a
that.
little like, I don't know. I think it'd be a little messed up to do that considering the fact that he did.
Right, exactly. But I don't see. If they started over, we'll see how that goes. But then, like you were saying, they already did stuff, and
Yeah.
fans still want to see a little bit of Paul Walker.
Yeah.
So he has to be in the next film one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever footage they have.
It depends. There might, with the footage that they have, they might not be able to use it depending, how much they filmed and what was filmed. So they might be to where they can't even use them at all, which is what I'm getting.
Going towards from Fast 6 at the very end, of course, Jason Statham shows up. What if they just go off? This is just like a theory, I guess. What if because he kills Han.
Mm-hmm.
What if he starts taking down like Dom's like friends and family? So maybe Jason Statham does something to Paul Walker's character or something.
Yeah, but we don't see it.
In the backstory, yeah.
Like yeah, exactly. So
yeah, because obviously they're gonna have to deal with Walker's death one way or another. So that's one potential way, and I'm sure, the writing team's gonna get together and try and come up with what's the best solution for rewriting the script, because it's gonna have to be done. But apparently, there was an insider that said the final verdict will be, the next few days, while other directors wanted to get the movie right and not rush a decision. So, but obviously, if you didn't kind of get this already, the film is being pushed back from its original May 2014 release date. So I don't know when we're going to see Fast and Furious 7, but it's going to be Paul Walker-less.
Well, I will say this, though. Obviously they're going to kill his character off.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, like the crew that has worked with Paul Walker for so long, I think you're going to get better acting, like more emotion out of their characters.
Yeah.
During those key scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, if you see Tyrese, because he actually visited the crash site of Paul Walker, and
so did Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Vin
they
Diesel
were
did
emotional.
recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's sad that he's no longer going to be in it in his character, but you're going to get some awesome emotional scenes from the crew.
Yeah, because it actually happened. So yeah, that's one way to look at it. But I don't know. We'll see how they handle the whole Paul Walker situation. But
Interesting stuff.
and that is the news.
Before we get down to the new releases, we're going to talk about our trailer of the week.
Which we went back and forth on.
Yeah, my co-hosts are not happy with me because I picked this movie, but
Rabble.
I had to, because I was skeptical on it first, but you know what? I think this movie does have a little bit of potential.
For kids, yeah.
For kids, yeah, obviously. And the movie I'm talking about is the Lego Movie,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is voiced by Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, Will Ferrell, Will Arnett, Alison Brie, Liam Neeson, and Morgan Freeman.
Alison Brie.
it's actually surprising, some of those names.
Yeah. Well, the original 3D computer animated story follows Emmett, an ordinary rules following perfectly average Lego minifigure who is mistakenly identified as the most extraordinary person and the key to saving the world. He is drafted into a friendship of strangers on an epic quest to stop an evil tyrant, a journey for which Emmett is hopelessly and hilariously underprepared.
Yeah, you know,
We wanted to have the trailer be her, but maybe
Maybe a future
maybe.
trailer of the week, but I don't know. I felt like because I don't know. I saw this movie, like the trailer, and like I said, me personally, when I first heard about this movie, I was skeptical that it wasn't going to be anything good. But after watching the trailer, I have to now admit that it has potential.
did you giggle? Did you laugh?
I kind of laughed here and there in certain parts. I mean, they have Batman in it.
I didn't even watch the trailer. Like, I watched the
You're
first
some
4
anti.
seconds and I was like, no. I mean, we talked about movies that are turned in, adapted from, like, toys and stuff. Like, the whole Stretch Armstrong thing. Thank God that's not happening now.
Yeah.
But this one makes a little sense, and, I mean, I guess they can creatively go some different ways with
Look
it.
at it this way. I mean, we always rented those Lego games,
Yeah,
and we always had a kick out of those.
yeah. But that's a game. I have control of what's happening.
True, but still, I mean, it's almost like the same type of humor out of the games into the movie.
Well, I mean, it's not for us.
Well, obviously,
If
it's
we
not
had a
for
kid
us.
on this show, they'd be thrilled. Yeah, Vic, are you thrilled?
Extremely.
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 You know you're gonna go see
Did
it.
you hear the enthusiasm
I probably
in his
will see
voice?
it. Just because I do like children's movies is kind of weird. As that
Well,
sounds,
it's
but
like until
Not
brought
weird
off
at all,
here,
it's not
like
weird.
because they have Batman in the movie
Yeah.
and Lego.
well, it's been a video game too.
portion.
Lego Batman.
Yeah, they had Lego everything.
Yeah, they've done Lego everything, but
Lego Star Wars.
I mean, my whole point is like they have Batman in it and whatnot. And they have it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Wreck-It Ralph, where they have all like the video game characters.
Gonna wreck it.
Round, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
Who's
can see
voicing
it.
Batman in this movie?
Will Arnett.
Wow.
Wow.
He actually he does
Like,
not
where's
he
the
doesn't do a
petition-
bad job.
Where's the petition for that?
I know they should have Christian Bale in it.
Yeah, like he would do it. I'm surprised Morgan Freeman is in this. Liam Neeson.
Yeah, you know what was
Liam
weird
Neeson.
at first? Like his Lego character at first, I thought was white
Was a white.
was a white figure.
We're talking about Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's character.
And then Morgan Freeman's voice came out of a white Lego character.
That's what I thought it was at first, but yeah. But he almost kind
Maybe I
of
should watch the
he
trailer.
almost
Now-
kind of looks like a Gandalf.
What?
Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's character almost looks like Gandalf.
All right then.
Huh. I might have to watch
And
that.
then Liam Neeson plays a cop.
An air marshal?
Yeah. What was the name? Nonstop.
Nonstop.
That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know. It's got potential. I mean, we always doubt kids' movies in the
Yeah.
when it
Well,
comes out.
you should check out the trailer regardless.
Yeah, it is on our Twitter and Facebook page.
It comes out February 7th, 2014.
Coming up.
Yes.
Couple months.
Now we are down to the new releases, which there's only one movie to talk about, and it's a movie I want to see.
As do I.
Out of the Furnace, which stars Christian Bale, Casey Affleck, Zoe Saldana, Woody Harrelson, William Dafoe is how I like to call him.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, but apparently he goes by Willem.
Willem.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And it's when Ronnie Bays mysteriously disappears and law enforcement fails to follow through, his older brother Russell takes matters into his own hands to find justice.
Yep.
Looks like a good movie, and Woody Harrelson looks like he plays a good villain.
It's just that's a great cast. It's Chris Cooper, who was the writer and director of Crazy Heart, which starred Jeff Bridges, which he won an Academy Award for. Christian Bale's got 2 movies. He's got 2 potential Oscar nods for American Hustle
Oof.
and this film right here. This movie is going to be at the Academy Awards, and I think it's got a very high chance of winning Best Picture with 12 Years a Slave and I don't know. I think it's between these two. This film has got great potential and a great cast.
Between what two?
12 Years a Slave and this movie. I don't know
Oh, for Oscars, you mean?
for Best Picture, yeah. I think got the best chance. Because this movie is just Chris Cooper.
Looks great, of course.
Yeah, he knows
so-
what he's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped for this movie. But it's going to lead us to the box office predictions. I'm on a 2-week streak, which I haven't had in a while. Brian, you're on like a 56 losing streak. So
It's been a while since I got one right, too.
You
But
could go first, Brian.
As always. Well, believe it or not, I have Frozen at number 1.
What? You lost already?
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
just stop right there, please.
No, I'm not gonna stop.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like it's gonna turn into number 1 because it hit number 2, and like before that, it was at number 22. I feel like this movie.
Frozen?
Yeah.
It was number 22.
Yes.
How was it number 22? It came
Limited
out,
release, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it was a limited release.
I don't know. But I think it's gonna be at number 1.
Ballsy.
At number 2, I have The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. At number 3, I have Out of the Furnace, and then at number 4, I have Thor: The Dark World.
You are so crazy.
Yeah, I'm.
That just blew my mind.
You
right
just
there.
keep setting yourself up to fail.
You don't know that I'm gonna fail.
What was the box office this last week? Or how much? Where is that paper?
Right here.
What made?
Yeah, see, Frozen was at 22 last week, and it made 93.
And The Hunger Games made 110.
Yes.
All right. Vic, what do you think?
I'm still trying to gather my thoughts.
So am I. That's.
I had it already in my mind, and then he said that, and I just
Yeah.
broke down and cried. Well, number 1, of course, Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Number 2, Frozen. Gonna keep that the same.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. Number 3, Out of the Furnace. And number 4, let's go with Best Man Holiday.
Really?
Why not?
Well, I'll go ahead and say that the movie that will knock off The Hunger Games: Catching Fire will be The Hobbit. That will be the next. That will be the movie that knocks off The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games won't get knocked off till then. So I have, of course, Hunger Games at number 1. Number 2, Frozen. Number 3, Out of the Furnace. At number 4, Thor: The Dark World. We will see.
Yes.
We will see.
And before we end our show for the week, you guys know what the name of that movie was?
No.
Do I need to say the plot one more time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. A lonely, obnoxious young millionaire pays a family to spend Christmas with him.
Oh, God.
And it was released in 2004.
Vic's trying to look at your movies right now.
I'm looking at your DVD collection to see if I can maybe.
He doesn't have it.
No, I don't own it.
Then I am out of luck, sir.
Does it star Ben Affleck?
Yes, it does.
Is it called Saving Christmas?
No.
That's what I thought it was called.
But it stars Ben Affleck
Yes.
in a Christmas movie.
I know the
Yes.
movie, I just don't know.
Yeah, you know the movie, but you don't remember the name of it.
I can't remember any Ben Affleck Christmas movies.
Man, I know this movie. I just don't know the title.
Well, you're going to be 0 for 3 then.
Better than being over 57. I don't know.
Lay it on us.
It is called Surviving Christmas,
Surviving
which
Christmas.
stars Ben Affleck, Christina Applegate, and James Gandolfini.
I think I should get like half a point.
There is no half a point.
0.5 for 3.
If we were going to do half a points, then I would have half a points for getting half of the box office.
Doesn't work that way, bro.
Exactly. It don't work that way, and it don't work that way for this.
For you.
But on that note, that is our show for the week. Check out Trailer of the Week, the Lego Movie. Pick up the DVD releases, The Wolverine and The Smurfs 2. Check out the new releases that come out in theaters this Friday, Out of the Furnace.
Which I can't wait to see as well.
Yes. Check out Vic's pick, The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if that's still running.
It is still running.
But yeah, on that note, that is our show. And that is a wrap.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.